Susan Mernitt of Oakland Local. Introduce this man, please.
Scott and Emily run Cafe 817. It's a locally run, locally sourced, wonderful cafe and restaurant that these guys bought 6 months ago. And we wanted to get some food bloggers together to really make sure people knew that not only was this a great place to eat, but that these guys make a lot of their own ingredients. I'm just really impressed with the care and the attention that they put into their products, and we kind of agreed it would be fun to invite some people to come and have a tasting and spread the word.
Yeah. Welcome to Oakland.
Thank you.
Welcome to the business of Oakland.
Thank you.
Tell my viewers about how you came to be owners of Cafe 817.
Yeah, sure. My wife Emily and I have worked in restaurants. We worked in this Zuni Cafe for the last 8 years before we came over here, where we just instilled just passion for food and sourcing.
You living here now?
We've always lived in Oakland.
Okay, cool.
Well, before I moved to Oakland from the East Coast, but always
Where are you from?
Oakland resident.
Brooklyn.
Born in New York,
Is he
raised in
Brooklyn?
Florida. No.
Oh, close. You're from Brooklyn? I didn't know that. Brooklyn's in the house. It's funny.
Can you tell?
A lot of things now make sense, but it's like just you asked for that one. I'm just teasing. Go ahead.
So Emily and I we're just really excited about taking over this spot. We were kind of called up by the owners, the previous owners. They knew us for years and said we're thinking about retiring, and we want to pass this down to the people we know are going to really care about what they're doing here. The community is awesome. The community, the regulars, the neighbors, just Old Oakland in general. We felt nothing but
Susan
love.
got you all invited together, so yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're cooks by trade. We're not business people necessarily. We're learning the business as we go.
Yeah.
But we're trained chefs that just have a passion for food and sustainability and seasonality, and we like to do things. We like projects like this, making our own, from top to bottom, from dressings to jams to corned beef hash and house to, you name it. We're trying to run the gamut, of keeping it homemade and keeping it as close to the people who are eating it as possible.
So what do we recommend that I eat? What do I have to?
We have a really good sampling for you today. We do have our house cured corned beef hash we're going to be doing. We do this little Italian toasted ham and cheese sandwich with a mostarda de frutta, which is a savory dried fruit spread. We also are doing poached eggs or levada. We're doing a jam sampling with our homemade jams today.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the jam sampling?
Apple butter.
Wow.
And
pretty good.
orange
Wow.
jam. And I think you guys will be really happy with the quality.
Okay, let's sit down and eat.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Have a
Susan.
nice taste.
You got it, definitely. All right.
Okay.
They're busted. They're trying to take the A's away from us. They came from the South Bay to take the A's away. That's wrong. Don't you think that's so wrong? That's wrong.
It's not wrong.
It's
It's
like,
just the way things are going.
okay, so what do you think of the Occupy effort?
Occupy Oakland, I did drive up and I went to an event and I
Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah.
So I just wanted to welcome everybody to this private tasting. I'm really happy to have Cafe 817 as an Oakland local client and marketing partner. I started eating here about 8 months ago, and I just thought the food was incredible. When I got to know Scott and Emily, I felt like the food was a little bit of a best-kept secret, because if you tasted their food, you know it's good. But I didn't realize till I actually started talking to them that they make so much of it themselves, and that so much of it is locally sourced. So all their jams, all their dressings are things that they make themselves, and so many of the suppliers, even though a lot of their food is Italian style, are from the region. So they haven't really tried to get any publicity for what they do. We could have said, well, why don't we start with the blogging community in Oakland and the East Bay, because they're such a community-focused organization. So really the idea was to invite you guys to come and meet them and let them talk a little bit, and then just feed you incredibly well. So the first part of this involves a little talking, but then the rest of it involves being fed incredibly well. So thank you for coming, and here's Emily and Scott.
Oh.
So welcome to our new home, away from home. We're really happy to be here. As Susan said, we've only been here since March, so we're not quite a year yet, but we are in a place now where we feel like this has become ours. Many of you probably know, this restaurant's been here since the early 90s, and people have loved it for years and years for its breezy, airy atmosphere, European ambiance, and that's what we fell in love with years ago before it was even ours. So now that we're here, we're really growing into this place and loving it for everything that it is and everything that we're doing. So welcome, welcome. Please sample the jams, as Susan mentioned. They're there for you to nibble on with the warm toast, but I do make them all here. They're all organic and pesticide-free fruits grown from local farms. So that's kind of our gig, our philosophy, and what we feel really strongly about. So we just started retailing them, and they were going like hotcakes as stocking stuffers for Christmas. So anyway, feel free to nibble away. We have a couple fun things for you to taste today. Some things that we've tweaked a little bit on the menu, some things that we've changed, things that we make from scratch, house cured and whatnot. And we want you to get a chance to taste and see what we're doing. So welcome.
Relax, please, once again, welcome. We really appreciate really all the support we've got from the local community. And one thing that I wanted to mention was it was an interesting kind of, thing to take over a restaurant that's been in existence for 17 years, because we have such a loyal clientele and a lot of regulars that come in Monday through Friday during their work week. And so the exercise was, how do you make it new without changing anything to upset your loyal fan base, you know? So we really tried to look at it in a manner of how, you know, if we like something, how do we make it better? If we can make it in-house, we're going to make it in-house. And that's really kind of the tack that we've taken. So when people come in, they say, oh, this is under new ownership. I didn't even, realize the menu is kind of similar. It is, but it isn't, and we kind of like it. It's kind of a conscious move on our part to make people feel like it's the same place until they sit down, they start eating and tasting and meeting us and seeing what we're about. So this is an introduction for us to you and for you to us. So thanks again. I think what we're going to start with is some homemade yogurt and some homemade granola. And we're going to do some poached eggs with olivada, which is an olive puree with a little bit of orange zest and fennel seed and parsley. It seems to be really good. So relax. If there's anything that we can get you, we'll be around and ask you can refill your drinks.
George, sit down and eat. Come on.
Thanks, guys.